Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amalia. I'm a student of English literature at the University of North Sumatra. So in this video, I will explain about syntax. Syntax. What is syntax? Syntax is the study how words combine to form phrases, phrases combine to form clauses, and clauses join to make sentences. Syntax may be roughly defined as the principle of arrangement of construction formed by the process of derivation and inflection words into larger contractions of various kinds. Next, immediate constituent analysis. It is one of the established methods of analyzing sentences. It highlights the fact that sense is confined not only by the dictionary meanings of words but also by their arrangement in patterns. The aim is to arrive at the ultimate constituent by identifying and establishing the immediate constituent. For example, student travel. We can identify the two constituents students and travel. It is possible to substitute at a two-word sequence for the constituent student without changing the basic structure. So, immediate constituent analysis is essentially a process of pure segmentation, dividing a sentence into its constituent. One of the weaknesses of this analysis is that it does not indicate the role or function of the constituent elements. Labeling. The concept of labeling was introduced to remove this inadequacy. There are in principle two significant ways of labeling a linguistic unit. One is to assign it to a class, the other is to assign a function to it. Hence, there are two principles according to which we can label the constituent of a grammatical structure by class and by function. The structure is indicated by sentence, noun phrase, and verb phrase. Phrase structure grammar. The aim is to identify these elements for their function and class them appropriately. Chomsky presented three models of grammar in his revolutionizing book Syntactic Structures. First is the finite state grammar. It is the most basic and elementary and is full of inadequacies. Second is the phrase structure grammar. It takes us a long way in removing these shortcomings. 3 is the transformational model. It is an extension of the PSG with addition of more complex types of rules. The PS grammar consists of phrase structure rules as shown below. On the left of the arrow is the instruction to rewrite the symbols into a string of one or more symbols on the right. Syntactic categories which occur on the left are known as non-terminal symbols, and those occurring on the right are called terminal symbols representing morphemes. Syntactic categories that are represented by the symbols are sentence, noun phrase, verb determiner, noun stem, verb stem. Transformational generative grammar by Robbins. Transformation being a method of studying how the structure of many sentences in languages can be generated or explained formally as the result of specific transformation applied to certain basic sentence structures. Competence and performance. Linguistic competence. It is the speaker's knowledge of the language. So we attribute knowledge of a language to account for his ability to use the language, to produce and understand utterance in it. It thus rules out the necessity for a speaker to formally learn the rules in order to be successfully understood. Second is linguistic performance. The use of language in concrete situation, manifestation of the speaker's ability to form potential utterances. Performance thus encompasses utterances, and utterance can be a sentence in it is well formed, representation of sequences that are found in concrete situations and that the linguist must base their observation on. Deep and surface structures. The deep structures is produced by the base component, while the transformational component converts it into surface structures. For example, Mia kicks the rubbish bin. The rubbish bin is kicked by Mia. They are closely related at the deep structure level. They have similar meanings. The actually realized structures are different, but the deep structures are similar. At the deep structural level, we work with the semantic component which enables us to arrive at the semantic interpretation of sentences. At the surface structure level, we deal with phonological component which enables us to arrive at the phonological interpretation of the sentence. Deep structures relate to meanings. Surface structures relate one order of elements and hence to sound. For in effect, the surface structures determines the sequence of sounds which occur in a phonetic realization on a sentence. Syntactic processes. Here are some of the major syntactic processes. First, conjoining. Is also identified by other terms like coordination and conjunction. In this process, certain parts of two or more sentences are similar in structure. This process is possible only when there is a similar relation of constituency between the segments thus conjoined and the sentences. For example, first sentence is the scan of the movie was in London. Second sentence is the scan of the play was in London. Conjoining process seeks to obtain the proper relation of constituency to produce new sentence. They are the scan of the movie and the play was in London. Second is embedding. It process embeds the constituent sentence into the basic sentence. For example, first sentence is the news surprised my sister. Second sentence is that her friend had got married. Second sentence is embedded in first sentence and it is an embedded sentence. Third, recursion. This process, the same rules might be reapplied indefinitely many times with a single derivation. This enables us to add any constituent repeatedly. For example, the old man, the little poor old man, and so on. As Roger Flaw says, recursiveness is a property of complex sentences, and a transformational grammar with recursive rules represents a substantial gain in economy over other alternatives. So this is the end of my presentation about syntax. I hope this video can be understood and useful for all of you. I'm sorry if I made a mistake. Thank you for watching.